And let's begin with the big story coming in from Bengal. After Mukul Roy, it looks like there could be more trouble for the BJP, and as speculation is rife and building up over more BJP MLAs switching sides after leader of opposition Shubhendu Adhikari's meeting with West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar last evening. Now, out of a total of 75 Bengal BJP MLAs, only 50 were part of the delegation that met with Governor Dhankar to submit a memorandum on the law and order situation in the state. However, when questioned by India Today on the missing leaders, Shubhendu said that he had not invited all MLAs for this meet. This comes days after BJP National Vice President Mukul Roy rejoined TMC and stated that no one can stay in the Saffron Party in the current circumstances. There are speculations over another TMC turncoat, Rajiv Banerjee, following suit after his recent meeting with TMC General Secretary Kunal Ghosh. A number of other turncoats have apologized to the Trinamool Congress, and they've even expressed their wish openly to rejoin Mamta.
मुकुल रॉय के जाने से बहुत लोग चाह रहे हैं जाना, राजीव बनर्जी जैसे हैं, काफी लोग हैं।
वो छोड़ दीजिए, सब विचारधारा का ऊपर वोट है और वोट मोदी जी को देखकर होता है।
आज 50 लोग आए, ये भी सवाल उठ रहा है कि पूरी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं
पूरे स्ट्रेंथ नहीं बुलाया,
नहीं बुलाए तो।
Prema Rajaram is joining us live from Kolkata with more details on this. Prema, any information that's trickling in on more BJP leaders perhaps being in touch with Trinamool Congress leaders? Because the fact that, 25 MLAs did not turn up for that meeting with the governor has led to a lot of speculation.
The Trinamool Congress has come out and said that there are other leaders who are in touch with them from the BJP, and in fact even Abhishek Banerjee has said this. So the Trinamool Congress is mulling over who to take back into their party fold, and it's not just the top brass of the turncoats who want to come back to the TMC, but even other supporters in various districts who want to come back to the Trinamool Congress. So that is when the BJP has to sit up and take notice of what is happening within the party. And when Shubhendu Adhikari says that all the MLAs were not invited when he went to the governor, that was his way of saying that, making up for those who were missing there at the governor house. But the other way to read it is, why were they missing there? What was the reason for them not being there with Shubhendu Adhikari? And also the fact that Rajiv Banerjee and Mukul Roy were missing from the BJP organizational meet last week. Mukul Roy has switched sides. Rajiv Banerjee has hit out against the BJP openly, and now it is about Rajiv Banerjee meeting TMC leaders, and the question is, will he switch over to the TMC? Back to you.
All right, we'll be tracking the latest updates that come in from Bengal. Very interesting what's really playing out currently. Prema, thank you for joining us with those details. The Supreme Court, meanwhile, will be hearing today a batch of intervention petitions that have been filed by a group of gang rape survivors from Bengal. The petitioners have filed 3 separate applications in the Supreme Court. They're seeking an SIT investigation into sexual violence cases. The victims have accused TMC workers of attacking and raping them during post-poll violence for their political beliefs and their religious beliefs. Of the 3 petitions, one has been filed by a 60-year-old woman. The other 2 pleas have been filed by teenage girls. These petitioners have narrated horrifying tales of sexual violence, and they've accused the police of siding with the alleged perpetrators. The petitioners have also sought transfer of the cases to other investigative authorities outside of Bengal. The West Bengal government, however, is defiant. They've termed these charges as politically motivated, claiming that a fair investigation into the post-poll violence has been held. FIRs have been lodged. The accused have been arrested. Compensation has also been given to the victims, according to the government.
बहुत निंदा करने के कोई भाषा भी नहीं है। ये अत्याचार हुआ, रेप हुआ, 300 से ज़्यादा महिला के ऊपर मॉलेस्टेशन हुआ, 25 महिला के ऊपर रेप हुआ। इसको भुगतना पड़ेगा।
एक और
टीएमसी गुंडा को भुगतना पड़ेगा। ये रेपिस्ट को प्रोटेक्शन देना टीएमसी का काम है, रेपिस्ट को संरक्षण करके टीएमसी करता है।
Let's move on to news from Karnataka, where amid rumblings of a leadership change, the BJP state unit will be holding a core committee meet on Friday. Ahead of that crucial meeting, seers from 17 Lingayat mutts have expressed their support for Chief Minister Yediyurappa, saying remarks against him will be an insult to the entire Lingayat community.
The war is on. The rumblings are real. And the end game could be the most unthinkable upheaval for Chief Minister Yediyurappa. With the BJP government firmly sitting in factions for and against the Chief Minister, wheels have begun to turn, both within the party and in the Chief Minister's office. Most crucially, the BJP's Karnataka unit will hold a core committee meeting on June 18th. Amidst all this talk of leadership change in the state, the party's Karnataka in charge will use the meeting to submit a mood of the party report to the BJP High Command in Delhi. Breaking his silence a few days ago on speculations over the leadership change, Yediyurappa said he will resign only when they ask him.
ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮುಂದುವರಿತೇನೆ. ಯಾವ ದಿವಸ ನೀವು ಬೇಡ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವರೇ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಆ ದಿವಸ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಗೊಂದಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲ.
But Yediyurappa is matching his words with some signature flexing of his Lingayat muscle. Seers from 17 Lingayat mutts have thrown their weight behind Yediyurappa. They have released a statement in support of the Chief Minister, saying that remarks made against Yediyurappa are not just an insult to him, but also to the entire Lingayat community. The seers added that Yediyurappa should continue for the next 2 years, irrespective of his age. The support for Yediyurappa came days after his son met Lingayat seers. As we have reported before, Yediyurappa, the Lingayat strongman, cannot be so easily dethroned, and has proven in the past that looking beyond him can be a problematic exercise for the BJP. But if Mission Yexit does manage to gather strength, these are the 4 probables. Laksam Savadi, who is the present Deputy Chief Minister, Murugesh Nirani, who is a Cabinet Minister, Basangowda Yatnal, present MLA and former Union Minister, or Basavaraj Bommai, present Cabinet Minister. And if BJP decides to go with communities other than Lingayats, these are the 4 probables. CN Ashwath Narayanan, present Deputy CM, Prahlad Joshi, present Union Minister, Ishwarappa, present Cabinet Minister, or Govind Karjol, the present Deputy CM. Yediyurappa has been known to quell many rumblings in the past. The question is, will things be different this time? With Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
Over to news from Tamil Nadu, where 16 AIADMK party cadre have been expelled for speaking to Sashikala. In a recent gag order, the AIADMK has issued a very stern warning to cadre, asserting that whoever contacts ousted leader Sashikala, they will face similar action. AIADMK spokesperson Vapu Gurendi is one of the 16 leaders expelled for anti-party activities. This comes after VK Sashikala's earlier audio clips went viral, where she was seen conversing with AIADMK leaders, lamenting about the party's condition, assuring that she will return to politics and she will retrieve the party. This resolution of a gag order was put forward by Edapadi K. Palaniswamy and O. Pannirselvam, stating that the party will never be destroyed for the interests of one single family. So you have EPS and OPS cracking the whip against Sashikala loyalists. Sashikala has now put out another audio clip. This is of her conversation with cadre. Sashikala says that cadre of AIADMK are with her and nobody can stop her from returning to the party. She's also said that she will fix the party and ensure that everything is okay.
நான் அழிய விட்டுற மாட்டேங்க, கவலைப்படாதீங்க, தொண்டர்கள்லாம் என் கூட இருக்கீங்க. அம்மாவுக்கு 89 தொண்டர்கள் தான் அம்மாவோட இருந்தாங்க, தெரியுமில்ல பழைய வரலாறு. அதனால ஒன்றும் கவலைப்படாதீங்க, தொண்டர்களோட நம்ம வந்து காட்டுவோம். நான் இருக்கேன், கவலைப்படாதீங்க. கட்சியை மீண்டும் நம்ம நல்லபடியாக நம்ம கொண்டுட்டு வருவோம், ஆட்சி அமைப்போம். அது யாராலையும் தடுக்க முடியாது, கவலைப்படாதீங்க. தொண்டர்களுக்கு தான் நம்ம வந்து பார்த்தோம், எல்லாம் செஞ்சோம். கட்சி நல்லா இருக்கிறதுக்கு என்னென்ன செய்ய முடியுமோ அதெல்லாம் செஞ்சோம். அதுதான் நம்ம வழக்கம். சரி, ஒன்றும் கவலைப்படாதீங்க.
Pramod Madhav is joining us live from Chennai with more details on this. Pramod, Sashikala clearly unfazed by the action that's been taken by the AIADMK. She's sending across a very clear message that it's inevitable her return to the party.
Well, it absolutely is looking that way, because she very clearly mentions nobody needs to worry. In fact, time and again she's repeating, do not worry, I am here and I'll take care of it. And not just that, she's also claiming this to be just a repetition of history, and she's stating that the same thing occurred back in 1989 when Jayalalitha had an issue inside the party, and it was only the caterers who was with her at that point, and of course Sashikala's family. And she's saying the same way this time also it will be the same issue, and with the support of the caterers she will come back, retrieve the party and make sure that everything is sorted out. And she's also assuring that she will not let the party destroy because of infighting between two leaders, and that's what she's trying to explain. And not just that, the caterer is also seeing that he's very upset with the way the leadership is actually running the party, and this is where Sashikala claims, not worry, she'll come back again and retrieve the party. Something that EPS and OPS, though they are trying to give out statements and take strong action, none of them want to talk directly regarding Sashikala on camera.
This will spell trouble perhaps for the AIADMK. The fact that Sashikala is making it clear she's adamant on returning to the party. Pramod, thank you for all those details. The Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra is in the line of opposition fire over the purchase of a piece of land. This is near the Ayodhya railway station. Both the AAP and the Samajwadi Party insist that the land was bought from owners at 2 crore rupees and then sold to the trust for 18.5 crore rupees. And this transaction reportedly happened in a matter of 10 minutes. The trust has denied this charge. Kumar Abhishek gets you all the details.
2 crores to 18.5 crores in a matter of minutes. A staggering 825% profit in just 300 seconds for the seller. This is what the opposition has alleged happened in an Ayodhya land purchase by the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust.
भगवान राम के मंदिर बनाने के लिए चंदा देने वाले लोगों के साथ विश्वासघात किया जा रहा है। हरीश पाठक और कुसुम पाठक ने 7:10 पे ये जमीन रवि मोहन तिवारी और अंसारी जी को बेची 2 करोड़ रुपए में, और 2 करोड़ रुपए की ये जमीन रवि मोहन तिवारी और सुल्तान अंसारी साहब ने बेच दी 18 करोड़ 18.5 करोड़ रुपए में राम जन्मभूमि में मंदिर बनाने के नाम पे।
What makes the deal murky is the allegation that there was only a difference of minutes in signing both the deals. Trust members Anil Mishra and Ayodhya Mayor Rishikesh Upadhyay are listed as witnesses in the two deals. The opposition is asking who's the actual beneficiary of 16 crore rupees profit made in this land deal. Sultan Ansari, the man who bought the land initially and sold it minutes later to the trust, wasn't home when the India Today team reached his residence in Suhati village.
ये बीच बहती गांव में एक आलीशान बंगला, एक आलीशान घर आप देख पा रहे हैं। ऐसा लगता है देख के कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा बड़े अमाउंट में इसको बनाया गया है। और तस्वीरें आप देखिए, आज तक ग्राउंड जीरो पर आया है पड़ताल करने के बाद। मैं आपको अंदर भी ले चलूँगा। काफ़ी नया न्यूली बिल्ड घर नज़र आता है। ऊपर टेरेस भी आप देख पाएंगे यहाँ पर, और छत भी पड़ी हुई है। दरवाजे आपको देखेंगे नए हैं, कूलर नया लगा है। ऐसा लगता है कि सब कुछ अभी तुरंत हुआ है। ऐसा भी हम कह सकते हैं, शायद एक मुट्ठी को पैसा एक मुश्त मिला है, जिसके बाद ये सब चीज़ें बनाई गई हैं।
The Ayodhya Temple Trust has denied any wrongdoing in the land deals.
हमको आरोप लगते ही रहते हैं। मैं 100 साल से आरोप ही देख रहे हैं हम लोग। हम पर महात्मा गांधी की हत्या के आरोप लगे। आरोप से हम चिंता नहीं करते। आप भी चिंता मत करिए, आप खूब लगाइए। यू आर यस, आई एक्सेप्ट, आई रेडी, यू आल्सो, यू डू इट। आप अपना काम करिए, हम अपना काम करेंगे।
The BJP is treading cautiously as the issue has snowballed into a political scandal.
देखिए, जिनके हाथ राम भक्तों के खून से रंगे हैं वो सलाह ना दें। अगर कोई किसी ने भी गड़बड़ किया होगा ट्रस्ट उसकी जांच करेगा और जो दोषी होंगे उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होगी। और रामलला का भव्य मंदिर निर्माण का काम चल रहा है, भव्य मंदिर का निर्माण का कार्य होगा।
A mandir in the name of Lord Ram, the Maryada Purushottam king, is now caught in an unsavory scandal. The charges of financial irregularities have cast a shadow on the Ayodhya Temple Trust, which has raised over 3,200 crore rupees till March the 31st for the construction of the temple. With Kumar Abhishek and Samarth Srivastav in Ayodhya, Bureau Report, India Today.